I don't have time to do this over. But anyway, my battery died, so this is probably a lot more blurry, but doesn't matter that you guys are watching me because I'm no beauty guru. This is just my opportunity to really talk to you and really help you guys understand the concepts that I use in my practice to help people achieve goals. And if this could be helpful to anybody, then that's the whole purpose. So, and you know, in terms of time management, I can't redo this. So, and editing will not be occurring. So anyway, we were talking about writing down your goals. And so I know it's easy for me to say, write down your goals. And you're probably thinking, okay, so exactly how do I do that? And the best way to do that and to set achievable goals is a process of really brainstorming specifics around your goal. And that's actually going to be my next video, is how to set goals and exactly what you want to write down and how you want them to look. So stay tuned for that. But just know, in terms of time management and in terms of using your time most efficiently, one of the tips is to make sure that you have written goals that you are trying to achieve. The next thing you're going to want to do is to prioritize, right? So in order to prioritize, it's hard to prioritize your goals because you're probably trying to achieve a lot of things all at once. And that's okay. That makes sense. And we'll talk about that when we talk about goal setting, because as a health coach, that's one of the things that, that we were taught in nutrition school. And one of the things that I strongly believe is that in order to be successful in any part of your life, you have to be successful in all parts of your life, or at least achieve the highest level of success possible in all aspects of your life. So I don't want to get too much into goal setting on this video because it will be quite lengthy, but that will be the next video in this series, is how to set goals. And it's how to set goals and what should your goals look like when you write them down. So just remember, you need to write down your goals, and then in order to prioritize them, what you're going to do is the next tip, which is tip number 5, and that is to list out tasks. Sorry, you guys, my double dipping is not going very effectively. So let me recap really quick. Number 1, the first tip is to double dip. Number 2 is to be realistic about how much time you have and determine how much time you're going to dedicate to your goal. Number 3 is to write your goal down. And again, that's something I'm going to talk about a lot more extensively in the next video, which is going to be about goal setting. And then the 4th one is to list tasks that just make sense off the top of your head. What are tasks that relate to this goal that can help me reach what I'm trying to achieve? So those may come very logical to you. Those may take some exercises for you to kind of figure out what those tasks are, but we'll talk about that a little later on as well. And then the 5th thing is to prioritize your task. So in prioritizing your task, you're going to look to see, are there low-hanging fruit? Are there some things that I can do that really don't take a lot of time for me to achieve what I'm trying to achieve? So, for example, say you are trying to transform your body, for example. It doesn't take a huge amount of time to go online and look for an assessment of some sort that tells you what would be the ideal diet for you. You could just Google ideal diet, and then you can figure out what is going to be the best diet for you. That's definitely a task that you would need to complete in order to get on the path to losing weight, but it doesn't take a lot of time, right? Or maybe that's not what works for you. Maybe Maybe you've decided that you want to go keto or that you want to go vegan. That's not a decision that's going to take you weeks and weeks and weeks to determine. If you already feel in your spirit and it resonates with you that you want to be either of those things, either vegan or keto, or if you want to restrict calories, making that decision is a task. And so maybe for you, that's low-hanging fruit. You already know, you've made that decision. You check that task off because that is a task that you would have had to complete in terms of determining which path you're going to take if transforming your body, let's say, for example, is what you're trying to achieve. So again, you want to prioritize your task, and when you do that, you can take those low-hanging fruit, whatever they may be. That may not have been a good example of a low-hanging fruit, but there's definitely some things that you're going to do that aren't going to take a lot of time, that you could quickly do, or that, like I said, are low-hanging fruit. Another thing that's low-hanging fruit is if you find things that are of fun to you or of interest to you that could help you to achieve your goal, then that's low-hanging fruit because that's something that you're going to be motivated to do. A lot of us wait for motivation, and more and more you'll start to realize that motivation isn't something that happens. 9 times out of 10, we get moving, and then that movement makes us motivated. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of Mel Robbins and the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of tip that she talks about all the time. And if you follow her, if you know anything about the things that she coaches on or the things that she talks a lot about, it's really about that motivation is not something that just comes. It comes from you making moves and actually being motivated by movement, by actually doing something. So anyway, prioritize your task, and the tasks that you want to look at completing first are those that are going to get you moving and those that you potentially see some excitement around, and that'll get you, motivated and moving in the direction that you're trying to go. Once you have identified your goals, you're using tips to help you reach those goals, you've set aside some time and you've prioritized your task, then you're well on your way to achieving your goals. So tip number 6 is nothing to it but to do it, right? Because now you know exactly what you need to do, you know when you're going to be doing it. So now it's just about doing it. And so now you have a list of your tasks, you know which goals those tasks are going to help you achieve. And so you just go one by one and don't look back. One big thing about doing it is recognizing that, you're going to get there. You're going to get there as quickly as you can because you're doing what's realistic for you and what fits within your time frames. So never compare yourself to what you had in your mind about how quickly something should occur. And definitely don't ever compare yourself to other people, but compare yourself to what you want to achieve and how well you are being accountable to what you set for yourself to achieve that. And then all of your efforts will be for something and you'll quickly see the fruits of your labor. And that leads me to the last tip, which is to always know the why, right? So you set a goal and you say, for example, you set a goal like my goals right now, which I won't talk about right now, but I'll talk about in the goal setting video. I know exactly why those are my goals. Those are my goals because they are going to help me to fulfill my purpose, and they fuel me, and they're what I want to build my second career on. So whenever I'm feeling like, those 20 hours in a week, I really don't want to focus my time on my goals, and then I tell myself, oh, okay, you know why you're doing this. You know why you set out on this path. And so if you don't do these things, you will not achieve what you set out to achieve. So make the decision, and it's really about coaching yourself and really knowing, okay, reminding yourself why you wanted to do something, and then go back to your list and make sure that you're doing it, so that you can get to where you're trying to go. Okay, so I will tell you guys that the reason why I have chosen to do this video series is because it's about me coaching myself. When I first became a single mom and I went through my divorce, it was the hardest time of my life, and to date, hopefully, it's the hardest time that I will ever have. But that being said, I had to transform because I knew that I couldn't live much longer the way that I was going. And so I transformed my life, and in doing that, there were some key books that I read. There were some key things that I did. I went vegan for a period of time, lost 50 pounds, and I really kind of elevated my life. Or at least I felt like I did. I got my life back on track, back to where I thought I was going before everything sort of fell apart. So that being said, now I feel like I'm at a point that I need to level up. I need to go to the next level in my business and in my life. And so in order to do that, I'm going to be coaching myself. So the reason why I'm doing this series is because two things. Number one, it gives me an opportunity to reach out and find my tribe, my online community, which I think is vitally important for everybody, is to find a community to be a part of. So that's the one thing. It provides me an opportunity to not only find my community, but offer something to my community. So these videos, if you follow them, will be essentially free coaching, because this is a mini version of what I provide to my clients. As oddly as it may look, as I'm damping up my makeup for the evening, but anyway, essentially that's what it is. It's free coaching to help you hopefully achieve your goals. And then the second part is what's in it for me. And what's in it for me is that it's going to hold me accountable in my coaching. It'll hold me accountable in my coaching, and then it helps me to do one of the things that I feel is a part of my purpose, which is to take the knowledge that I've learned over the years and share it with as many people as possible. So again, the reason why I'm doing this is for all of us. It's for me to be held accountable for what I'm trying to achieve, and then also provide free tools and tips to you. So if you're trying to achieve a goal, if you're trying to transform something, build something, then I would love for you to join me on this quest. I would love for you to join me, and we could just talk about what we're trying to achieve. You can ask me any questions that you may have if you're having struggles. And I will answer them, and we'll just follow this coaching series and build our community at the same time achieving our goals. So if this is something you think you're interested in, then please subscribe, and every week I'll go through a different topic about how I'm coaching myself and what that looks like. The next item up is goal setting. So that'll be the next video. We'll talk about goal setting, and I'll give you tips on exactly how to go about writing your goals, setting your goals, and then from there, we'll just continue on until we get to where we are trying to go on this journey. So again, if this interests you, go ahead, subscribe, press notifications so you know when the next video is up. And then in the comments, if you guys just wanna, for this first week, tell me what exactly is it that you would like to achieve as you follow this series, that would be very helpful so that I could try to not only help myself, but target it towards what may be helpful for you guys as well. So go ahead and put in the comments what you're trying to achieve, or just put an I'm in to let me know that this is something that's of interest to you and that, you know, you're going to see it through. Even if it's just 2 of us, I would be more than happy for us to work through this together. So again, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I'm gonna go do something to this hair and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.